Hi, and welcome to Soul Infused Monday. I'm super excited that you're here. And if you're here live right now, or if you're watching the replay, leave a comment right now, say hello, say that you're here, and do something else today. Pay it forward. Be generous. Invite someone to watch the show with you right here, right now. Someone that you know that will benefit from learning more about conscious language, words, learning about what's actually saying, maybe zapping your energy and how to shift your energy. If you know someone in your life that is meaningful to you, that you want them to know about this, share this with them right here, right now. And if you're just joining in, welcome to the Soul Infused Monday show. I'm super excited you are here. Leave a comment below so I know that you are actually here. And if you're new to my world, my name is Sonia Bueno de la Torre. I've been doing energy work, deep inner transformation for over 20 years. And I've seen a lot of really good things in my industry and a lot of crap. So I'm always open, transparent, honest, and I'm here to support you to really make a shift in your life so that you can live in the most meaningful, authentic, and fulfilled version of yourself. Okay, who's here? Olga is here, Ida is here, Emily is here, Darlene is here, Gail is here. Hi, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. So today's topic is what you're saying zapping your energy? So let me ask you, do you think that what you say might actually contribute to your state of energy being? It's a rhetorical question because it's obviously the answer is yes. And I'm gonna talk into this more. Last week's episode, if you have not watched last week's episode, go back and watch it. I'm just gonna recap two important points that I got a lot of feedback on that you want to implement in your life. So to recap last week's episode of using words that give you power, two things that stood out for a lot of people, and I think it's super important for you to implement, is remove the words I can't from your vocabulary. I'm so excited, I should take a breath. About being excited, you want to watch until the end because I'm going to share something that you're going to love. Use I can't from your vocabulary and use you should from your vocabulary. Also I should in general. But if you erase, remove I can't and you should from your vocabulary, your life will change tremendously. Why and how? Go back to the show and watch it if you haven't done so. Northern California is here. Hi, Ada is here. Okay, good. If you're just joining in, leave a comment below. Let me know that you're here so I know that you're there. So I'm gonna share with you how to substitute some words to shift your energy immediately. I'm also gonna share with you one common phrase that a lot of people use. They don't even actually realize that it's actually taking sometimes the power away or it gives you a low vibration. And then I'm also going to share with you how I use the energy of words in cases when I feel afraid and stressed out. And I'm going to share a story that you're going to love, so you don't want to miss that. Okay, good. So why is that important and why am I dedicating a whole month? First of all, everything I'm sharing with you in the whole month of August is I'm only scratching the surface. My private clients who get to work with me over a long period of time and learn way deeper things with me, they get to really practice and do this over time because we are so conditioned over decades that even you understanding and knowing what I'm sharing and you understanding that, oh, it's actually much better not to use I can't and to say I choose to or I can or how can I or I get to. Even you knowing this, I'm 100% sure because you are just as me and I am just like you and we are human beings and we are all programmed that you're still saying I can't. And many times you don't even notice. So it's about consistency. It's about really you making a change in your life, being dedicated and being committed. Everything is energy. Therefore, the words that you're using, your language within yourself and with other makes a direct impact and influences your surroundings and yourself. And I said that maybe last time, but you cannot not create. You cannot not influence. However, you have a choice and what you do will make the difference. So every word that comes out of your mouth every word that comes out of your mouth will create something, will have a response, will have a reaction, will have a consequence, will have a result. Does that make sense, guys? And UK is here, fantastic. Hi, Mandy. Alyssa, good morning. Okay, so every single thing you say, the words that you use have a direct impact. Of course, because the word goes much deeper, like only the word might not do the trick right away, and there's some underlying issues that you get to work on, why you say certain things or beliefs that are still driving you to say this, or maybe you change your wording in the beginning and you're not feeling the energetical and emotional shift because it will take time. So here's what I invite you. Take any information that resonates with you and don't be attached to it working out for you right away. And remind yourself that it takes practice and time, consistency, and dedication. And that's a good thing. So I want to use just a few examples today of certain words that you have an example of what I'm actually talking about. And some of them might resonate more with you than with others. Looking back in my life, one of the things that I was very strongly conditioned is that life is hard. Life is hard. So and just feel into those words. And of course, they were deeper ingrained in me, but just the word hard, it's hard. Like even if I say it a few times, the energy drops, vibration goes down. It's like, it's hard. It doesn't feel good, it's heavy. Right? Do you feel that? And that's okay, you can allow yourself to feel that. So in a way, when you substitute that word and you make a conscious choice to use different words, it will shift your energy. Like often when we say it's hard, it's because we don't know how to do it or we are not good at it yet, right? And so we are so perfectionists, we're so perfectionists and often so impatient that we want results right away that we feel, oh my God, it's so hard. No, why changing that is like, wow, I am learning, or I am open to the possibility for me, for it to be easy for me at some point. Like just feel the vibration. It doesn't matter. Don't be too like, it doesn't have to be super specific every single word, but versus, oh, it's so hard, versus saying, I'm open to the possibility that I'm going to get there, or I'm open for it to be more easy, or what am I actually learning, or I'm in the process of learning. Does that make sense? Let me know if this makes sense. I want your direct feedback and give me a love and like button if this makes sense and if that resonates with you, because that's how you communicate with me. Everything is energy. And I'm so happy that you're here. I couldn't spend my Monday better than with you. So hit the like and love button if this resonates with you and if this makes sense, and if not, leave me a comment below. Can you talk about the right words with an ineffective tone or intent? That's a great question. Maybe don't have time for this today, but that's a very good comment, because it's not only the word, it's obviously the energy. But for today, I'm just gonna focus mainly on the words itself, and we have a whole month for this, but this is a great question, Alyssa. And if I don't get back to it today or next time, please remind me. I always love to dive deeper. So I get a lot of likes and loves right now, so it makes sense. Another word, there's so many words, but another word could be, I have a problem. A problem, it's associated. Some people might not associate a problem with something negative or harmful, but in general, like, oh, this is such a problem. And even if you say it's a difficult problem, energy goes down. Versus using the word, oh, I have an opportunity. I'm learning something. Learning is always good for me. Might not resonate with you, or a challenge is already better. For me, a challenge is something positive. It allows me to stretch. It allows me to expand. All these words that I'm using are uplifting, are shifting your energy to a different vibration versus focusing on the word problem or hard, right? As a few examples, okay? So there's way more to say, and I have many more words, and I would be always curious, and I always love to interact with you. What are your words that you are consciously aware and you are courageous and open enough to share with us what are the words that you use that you actually know, oof, they're actually bringing my energy down. They're not so great to use. Give me a few examples, because I always love to help you right away. So this is your opportunity, by the way, to get some personal feedback from me. Because if you use your word, I might find something that you didn't know, or you might have an insight that you didn't have before. So leave your words here. So another example of how words influence yourself and others is, there's a common phrase that I hear all the time when I speak with people, when I work with my clients, and I ask them a question, and that is an automatism. A lot is an automatism. And I'm saying this because what I really want to convey to you is, when you do the deeper inner work and you use language as well, and you are mindful and intentional and conscious of the words you're using, you are operating from a conscious place out of choice, versus just being on autopilot and repeating stuff that comes from programming and totally unawareness. So what you're gonna create is so different. So everything you say creates something or has a response inside of you too. So one of the phrases that I hear, and I'm sure you've said it a million times yourself, and I'm sure I did too in the past, is, when I ask a question, so many times the response is, and this is the common phrase, I don't know. And you might laugh, it's like, huh, what? Is this simple? Yes, it's simple, yes. The phrase, I don't know. And here's why. There might be things that you really don't know. But 80%, if I look into the things, like if I ask, hey, how are you feeling? Or what's actually, or what is it that you really want? Or what's the essence of what you're sharing? Like the first response, 8 out of 10 times is, I don't know. You didn't even give yourself 10 seconds to think about. So, and be honest, do you sometimes do that? Do you catch yourself doing that? Do you say sometimes, oh, I don't know, before you even give yourself time to think? And here's why this is maybe disempowering, or takes you to a place of not being in a high vibration. First of all, it's not true most of the time. I mean, if I ask you, hey, do you speak Chinese? You would say no. Would you know how to learn it? Or, hey, how are you feeling right now? And you say, I don't know. That's not true. You might not be 100% clear. It might be confusing. You might have a hard time sharing it. You might not want to feel into it. You might not want to admit it. There's so many reasons. But the phrase, I don't know, is generally not true in most cases. So here's what I invite you to do instead. First of all, when someone asks you a question, pause. And obviously I'm talking more about deeper stuff, you know, like, hey, do you know what time is it? I don't know. I'm not talking about that superficial stuff. Does that make sense? So if someone asks you, hey, how are you feeling? Or what would support you? What is it that you need? Those deeper questions. Before you just say, I don't know, that you will catch yourself now way more often because I pointed it out. Take a breath first. Number one, you take a breath. You stop yourself from saying, I don't know, and you give yourself at least 10 seconds to tune in. And then you can ask, and I ask that follow-up question. I ask that follow-up question very often, and it makes all the difference. So I'm sharing really good stuff here with you that you can implement for yourself and others. But first you want to implement it for yourself before you go out and shoot people. What do you know for sure? To start the conversation going, it's like, oh yeah, how are you feeling? I don't know. Yeah, you do know. So what do you know for sure? Oh, I feel tense or insecure, or I confused. You start the conversation and then you dig deeper. Okay, so God, I got so many comments here. I will look at them and later on. But yeah, does that make sense? Again, give me the love and like button so that I know I'm speaking into you and I'm landing here with what I'm saying. Okay, so again, be very mindful about that. I don't know. That comes from a very strong, quick reaction that's actually not true and does actually disempower you because it closes the door and you're disconnected. Okay, make sense? Someone told me to replace it with and. Not so sure, but yeah, but is a good one. Yeah, will come up. I share this all the time with the but. Yeah, one step at a time. This is so much information. I could talk about this for hours, for days, for weeks. And I love those who have been following me for a while, like Alyssa, you, and some others that are so spot on. So I see that it's actually landing for you, and I love seeing that working for you. Love it. Thank you for sharing. And then, as she says, oh, that's a challenge for me as well when people say, I don't know. I agree. Okay, yeah, great. So you can do the same thing with them within yourself. You take a breath. And you say, oh yeah, I understand. So what is it that you know for sure? Makes such a difference. Opens up the door. How do you get men to talk more? I love that question. Women always talk openly where not many men do. Okay, this is a great, it's awesome question that I will keep for another topic about especially communication. But I want to speak into it very briefly because you asked that question. So first of all, there is an archetype of, women talk generally more than men. There's truth in it, and that's not bad or wrong or good or bad or should be different. I would reverse the question. First of all, how do I get men to talk more? I mean, I get everyone to kind of talk because I have that skill and I create a safe place and I'm very accepting and loving and generally not judgmental. And I also am detached to the result. So when I hear this question, Mandy, and I don't know your personal situation, obviously, and feel free to send me a private message about this, okay? Because it's too general and it might not relate to you, but I want to talk into it. What I hear a sense is like that you would like either someone specific, because I mean, I guess you don't care about every man talking more, and you would like to create a more open, intimate communication with someone. That's what I would just assume. Maybe that's not true, but maybe that is. And the first thing that I would say, first of all, take it back to you. To say, okay, how can I be and how can I shift my energy and what space can I provide that someone is actually happy to be open with me and share with me. And then be honest in an authentic way, without judgment, without blame, without pressure and trying to get something as the best policy. Hope that makes sense and happy to talk about this a little bit more. Yeah, agree. Hi. Hello. It is landing for me. Okay, awesome. Thank you for letting me know. Love you, ma'am. So smart. Thank you. Earlier, I meant replacing but with and. Yeah, absolutely. I got it. Replacing but with and is super. That's what I meant. You got this. Okay, good. So, landing for you. Way more that I can talk about this. And the last piece I want to share is how do I use the energy of words or to deal with when I'm afraid. And I'm going to tell you a funny story. When I was traveling in Roatan just last 2 weeks ago when I was on that dance retreat. And I also want to mention something because it relates directly to how to deal with fear and stress, even beyond the words. And I have something coming up that I definitely want to mention before I forget about it. My number one tool looking back over the years that I've been working on myself that has helped me tremendously is the technique of tapping, emotional freedom technique. And if you don't know what that is, don't worry about it. It's a technique that you use energetically that you can shift your energy pretty quickly and really reduce anxiety and stress in an incredible way. And I am actually, I don't know if you got my email about it, I'm doing a workshop on this Friday. And I want you to join because it's life-changing if you know that tool. So if you're interested in hearing more about this, leave the word tapping in the comment below and I will get back to you on that. So why is this related to my story? because that's the one thing that I use as well, still not as much anymore because I have so many other things and I have my own unique way to do that. But if I want to take the edge off of some stressful or fear state, I use tapping, and I would recommend that to you as your number one go-to tool, because it's one of the easiest things to learn for yourself. And I'm going to teach you that on Friday. So leave the word tapping below now if you want to know more about it, or if you want to join, because it's actually only for my private people, and I've opened up a few spots only to the public. So if you are interested in joining, I have still 3 spots left. So leave tapping below. So I was in Roatan. Roatan is an island in the coast of Honduras on a dance retreat. And one morning when I had time by myself, I went on a big beach walk. I didn't know the island. I didn't know the place. So I was in exploring mode. And so I walked on the beach and went beyond the tourist area. There were all the restaurants, all the hype and vibe. And there was like rocks and a building, and I didn't know if it was actually possible to go further than that. So I kept walking, and I found like there was a gate, it was closed, and I was thinking, can I go further or not? So I found a way to go along, and I realized, oh wow, it goes beyond, way further, beautiful, secluded beach. So I keep walking. And at some point, there is like I don't know how to call it. How do I explain this now? Like a passage where like boats come in and out. So it's like where you cannot cross. There's like a wall and it's separated. So the beach was on the other side. And there was a fence. So there was a fence here so that you can't just go over to the other side. And it was deep enough that I didn't want to swim. So I was standing there for a while and I was looking at this beautiful beach and I was like, damn, I want to walk there. And first I thought I cannot do it, right? Or there's no way. But my thinking is, how can I? And first I thought, well, I can swim. It's like I didn't want to swim. And then I realized something. I looked over there and I saw that there was a bridge, but it didn't look like a bridge. It was like a small, narrow, white, I'm not really eloquent, very good with my words today in sharing this story, right? I hope you get it. So there was a way of climbing stairs, crossing over this thing and going down. So I want you to know I'm afraid of heights. Still to this point a little bit, nothing compared to before. But not being up is like climbing something up where I don't have, good support. It was not like a ladder where you had like something to hold on to. It was a small ladder. And then when you were walking above it, it was not that you had like a fence or something. It was very, very open. So I was looking at it and I knew I can go over that to go to the other side. And I was afraid like hell to do that. I was really like, I felt my body was like getting anxious and I knew I would do it. That's the thing. I had already decided that I would climb up there or walk over that, even though I knew I was afraid. Why am I sharing this with you, and why is this related to the energy of words? Here it is. Fear and excitement are very similar states of our physical experience. So fear and feeling excited, like heart races, we're tension, we're agitated, a lot is going on. So, and being excited does the same thing. So here's what I did, and I have to laugh about it. I mean, you didn't see me, and we were talking about this at the retreat. That's why it was so fresh in my mind. Instead of saying, I'm afraid, I choose to say, I'm excited. So, and pardon my language in a couple of minutes, in a moment. So I go to that ladder, like to this climbing up thing. I start climbing up and I was saying this out loud. I'm so excited. And it was the same. I used the energy of my fear to match the excitement. So you can imagine I was actually really afraid. And I wasn't denying that I wasn't afraid. And I wasn't pretending I was not afraid. I was very aware that I was afraid. It was real. So my words and my intensity of the words, I'm so excited, matched actually the fear. But because I used different words, it created something different. So I climb up there saying, oh, I'm so excited. Oh my God, I'm so excited. And then I'm up there, I start walking. And then you know that moment when you walk over a bridge and it shakes a little bit? So in the middle of that piece, I keep walking and I say, I'm so excited. And at some point it's like, I'm so fucking excited because I was so scared, right? So I keep walking, go to the other side, go down. And when I was on the ground again and look back, I felt so excited and I felt so proud and I felt so happy because then I actually went on the real beach walk, the real stuff, the good stuff. So this story, like if I would use it as an analogy, and I know I'm overextending time here today, but it's just too valuable. I want you to get this. How often in your life do you find something that you believe it's a block, you cannot go to the other side, and fear is keeping you from doing that? Like all the time. And I know some people say, oh, fear is not real in my industry. Oh, just think positive. That's all bullshit, by the way, because fear is really real. Like when you feel you're afraid of doing something, it's real for you, is it not? So, and obviously that's not the topic from today, but in this example, even in a moment to choose to say, I'm excited, and doing it will shift your perception and also how your brain will support you. Because if you say, I'm afraid, the brain will say, ooh, danger, danger. We got to protect this person. We're going to hold back. We are not going to do that. We are not going to climb over that. If you keep saying, hey, I'm so excited, your brain says, oh, Sonia is excited. Sonia is excited, so let's help her through that. Like, you know, it gives you different hormones, gives you a different way of perception, and therefore you can overcome fear in such a wonderful way. Okay, so I hope this is valuable. I'd be curious to hear if so. And try it out. Next time, it could be even today, maybe it's in 10 minutes, maybe it's in 1 minute, maybe it's tomorrow. You know that you are afraid of doing something, and you just literally just say, I'm excited. I'm excited to go and ask this person for a date. I'm excited to go and ask my boss for a raise. I'm excited to speak in public. I'm excited to pick up the phone and call this person that I haven't called for so long. Like anything, just test it, practice it, play with it, use it. Okay, I hope this was valuable. Please do me a favor, and I always ask you this. And first of all, a reminder. Tapping is one of the most powerful tools, and it's tapping certain is a technique, and I use my own unique way. And in this workshop on Friday, I'm not only gonna teach you this technique, I'm also gonna do it with you in the group. It's a small group, so you can actually work on something personal and have an energy shift in that call. So you wanna leave the words tapping right now here in the comment section, so I know you're interested and I can get you the information. So, and if you are coming up right now with, oh, I don't have time, I can't afford it and all of that stuff, to say, I'm excited to learn about tapping. What if tapping is the one thing that might change my life forever? Just shift, be curious, there's no attachment, there's no pressure. Just by putting tapping into the comment box, you haven't signed up yet or anything. But I want you to give yourself the opportunity to explore at least, okay? So leave the word tapping in the comment section here below if you're on the replay or if you are live right now. Wonderful. Emily's saying this is great. Thank you, Emily. Mandy is saying, hi, yes, my boy, aged 11, is so interested to play computer games and chat with friends online and is not very chatty unless on these computer games, even though I have, okay, this is a totally different story. And it's not a totally different story, but there's more beyond just him talking. It's about, you want to invite him, influence him to get away from the computer and be more verbal. Okay, I don't have time to answer that more in depth, but I understand where you're coming from. And if you want more help with that, please send me a private message and we can discuss how I can help you with that. Inspiring story, I get it, yeah. So great example of moving forward with the use of words. Yeah, you're so welcome, thank you. Sonia, did you see that ride I went on with Trey? I'm really kind of proud of my, oh yeah, I saw that. I am super proud of you, love it. That was amazing. Scared the shit out of me just thinking of it. I would have been so excited. I will practice. Yes, practice, practice, practice. Okay, before you leave, and I know this has been a longer show, stick with me for a few more seconds. Just do that for me. Take a breath. Tune in. What is the most valuable thing you got out of this show today? Take the moment for yourself, for others, and for me. Tune in. What is the most valuable thing you're getting out of this show today? And leave a comment below and share it with me. Share it with me, share it with the community. Therefore, it anchors in you. It is a great influence for others and inspiration and great feedback for me. Okay? So as you're doing this, tune in for a few more seconds, leave a comment below, and then come back Monday. Monday is going to be so, so great. I mean, every show is great. However, what I'm going to talk about in regards to words is going to be life-changing. Maybe more for women than for men, but also men do that a lot. I'm not going to tell you what it is yet. I just want you to show up and trust me on that. Okay. Let me see. I'm excited in place of I'm afraid. Great takeaway, Alyssa. Thank you for sharing. Emily's saying, I'm afraid versus I'm excited. That is a new viewpoint for me. Fantastic. Isn't it great? There's always, you never know which show might give you a new insight. So always come every Monday. Bring your friends, bring your family, be excited, show up, be consistent so that you can live the life you truly want and you get out of that programmed, conditioned way of living with limitations. Okay, thank you so much for being here with me. I love you. I can't wait to see you again next week. So show up, and I wish you a fantastic start to your week. Much, much love. And tapping. Much love. Words have such power over our energy and outlook. Thank you, Dorleen. Yeah, and Tina is saying exchange fear with exactly. Yeah, thank you guys. Love you. See you soon.